my channel. On this page, I talk about technology and money. Let's make this banner go away. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. There we go. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. On this page, I talk about technology and money. If you're new here, welcome. I invite you to subscribe to the channel and also like and share the video. Liking and sharing the video does two things. Number one, it encourages me to continue creating content that you all find helpful, interested, and engaging. And number two is you telling the algorithm, is you talking to the algorithm without saying a word, is you telling the algorithm that you find this information useful and helpful, and it helps other people find it. It's been a minute. I hope everyone is doing pretty good. I have a couple of things that I'm going to talk about this evening. Try to keep this under 30 minutes. So if you're watching this from the future, please do consider liking the video. It does help me continue to keep going. So tonight I'm going to talk about respond to a comment that I actually received on an older video about certification for nurses, like nursing informatics certifications for nursing, if they think it's right, if they think it's beneficial to obtaining a certification. I am a registered nurse. I'm also a nurse informatician. I'm a nurse who works in tech. I've worked in tech as a nurse informatician for this is my 20th year as a registered nurse, working in tech as an informatics nurse. Currently, I actually work in technology operations. So yeah, that's a little bit of if you haven't watched any of my old videos on nursing informatics or registered nurses working in tech, I actually work in it now. So yeah, and we do have a comment, early comment that came from ACD4N Educational Consultant. Please do check out her channel. She says she's looking forward to this and enjoys how I motivate nurses to expand their knowledge in informatics. You are very welcome. Glad that you find the information interesting and very helpful. So y'all, please do check out her channel. She has some interviews with other nurses who not only work in informatics, but nurses who are working beyond the bedside in other roles. Because I've said it before here and also on TikTok, nurses, you do have options. I worked at the bedside for many years. I loved working at the bedside, but I also love working in tech or informatics because it allows me to use my nursing skills in technology. So I do enjoy it. Okay. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Oh, it's already sharing. I just need to make it so y'all can see it. Okay. So this, the first topic about 3 benefits to obtaining an informatics certification, hashtag nursing, hashtag digital health, is based on a comment that I received on an old video. Now, I did a video, you can see I did this video back on December 4th, 2021. And the title of that video was Nursing Informatics, Actual Job Titles of Registered Nurses Working in Technology, hashtag nursing. So that's why I appreciate when you all, even if you all aren't, if people don't watch my videos like live or in real time, when people go back and watch an old video and like it, not only like it, but also leave a comment, that lets me know that it is reaching people and it is helping people and people are finding it engaging. So the question that this person left recently on this old video of mine, which I think is a great question and I think it can help people, I'm going to highlight it. Let's see, because that's a little bit small. See if I can make it bigger. Okay, is that bigger? I'll just bear with me while I flip back and see if it's bigger. Okay, yeah, so it is a little bit bigger. So the question the person asked, and I'll highlight it to make it a little bit easier. Whoops, I did not mean to click on their channel. Whoops, sorry, y'all. Bear with me. Okay, so their question is, thank you for this content. It is helpful. They got their grad degree in healthcare informatics in 2021. Congratulations. I currently work as a CDI specialist. So for you all who don't know what a CDI specialist is clinical documentation informatics or information specialist. So those are people who work specifically in the electronic health record to update the clinical documentation to like reflect like patient care, patient diagnosis, things like that. But however, my goal is to land a CIS or NI position. So a CIS can be a clinical informatics specialist position or clinical information specialist position. I've seen it both ways, or NI position. So when they say NI position, I'm assuming they mean nursing informatics position. My experience is the CDI and IV pump super user. Okay, great. Good being a super user. I've talked about the benefits of being an informatics super user and how that can really help. Being that I've been out of school for a while now, do you think it's beneficial to obtain the informatics certification? I think it could definitely be a refresher when applying to these jobs. What are your thoughts? Thank you. Okay, so this person asked about informatics certification, and I want to just point out that there are, just give me one moment while I share my screen. So there are multiple different types of informatics certification. There is the nursing, there's the informatics nurse certification through the American Nurses Credentialing Center. There is like HIMSS has a certification. There's health informatics certification. So there's different types of informatics certification. So I'll try to keep it general, but just know that when I'm talking about the benefits for obtaining an informatics certification, I'm talking about the benefit from an informatics nurse perspective, but it can be applied to more than just informatics nurse. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. Okay, so I'm gonna share my whole screen this time because I got just like 3 or 4 slides that I'm gonna that will help talk through this, and I'm gonna make it big screen. Hopefully, y'all can see that big screen. So 3 benefits to obtaining an informatics certification, and this I'm just going to name 3 benefits just for brevity, but there are more. I can think of at least 10. I can think of 10 benefits to obtaining an informatics certification. But to keep within the vein of the series that I have, Nursing Informatics and Small Bytes, where I do like 3 benefits to that, 3 tips, 3, right, to keep it short. So I'm just going to do 3 benefits for today. So the first of all, I am for certification. I am for informatics certification, whether it's nursing informatics, informatics nurse certification through the Nursing Credentialing Center, whether it's a health informatics certification, whether it's like the one through HIMSS, which I think is like CPHIMS or something like that. There are several informatics certifications, but I am for certification, and I know that there are nurse influencers out there who direct people through their influence away from being certified or from being members of professional nursing organization. I know that there are nurse influencers out there with like hundreds of thousands or millions of followers who are influencing people away from it. But at this point, I am for certification, and I wholeheartedly believe that there are benefits to that. So number one, the first benefit is the potential for more career opportunities. And what do I mean by that? When I say the potential for more career opportunities, so you can work as an informatics nurse or work in tech without a certification. When I started working in tech, and when I first started working as an informatics nurse, I was not certified. However, even before I became certified, and even once I became certified, I saw the potential that it had for my career. Because even now, if you go out to like Indeed, LinkedIn Jobs, or all the other job boards, if you look at some or many technology positions that are within healthcare, I have seen so many that says informatics certification preferred, not required, or informatics certification required. And I've done videos in the past on how, for registered nurses, how to look for not only informatics positions, but also to look for technology positions. So when I say potential for more career opportunities, I have seen job postings where it says very clearly certification preferred or informatics certification required. So being certified helps your career with open up with more opportunities, whether that's with a health system, a startup, an insurance company, a retail, healthcare, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Some of the technology, healthcare technology news that I've seen coming out. There's so much happening in healthcare technology, y'all, and so many job opportunities that I'm seeing. And when I'm seeing those opportunities, some of them are either preferring people to be certified or requiring people to be certified. So that's the first benefit. The second benefit is ongoing professional development. Number two is really big to me because I know with the informatics nurse certification through the American Nursing Credentialing Center, when you first get your certification or when you go to renew your certification, one of the requirements is you have a certain amount of CE hours. It's either 75 or 150. Yeah, it's one or the other. It's been a while since I renewed my informatics nurse certification, but I do know that they require ongoing CE to either get your certification or to renew it. And being certified, it helps encourage you to continue with your professional development, right? Because like when you have your nurse licensure, they do require some hours, whether it's 25 hours or 50 hours, but being certified helps you with that ongoing professional development because working in informatics or working in tech, it is so dynamic, y'all. There are so many new technologies coming out every week, every month, every year that it helps with your professional development and your CE to stay informed, keeping yourself informed and keeping your skills sharp with your career, with your continuing education. It just helps being certified because then when you go to renew or when you're getting your certification, having those hours helps ensure that you are aware and on the pulse of what's happening professionally within informatics or healthcare technology. And the third benefit to having your informatics certification, this is like big, right? Because uh, continual education is good. Money is even gooder or even better. So number three is being certified in informatics helps with your salary negotiation. It gives you more leverage. So going back to what I was saying about how some positions they may say certification preferred, not required. So if it's preferred but not required, and you are certified, that gives you more leverage when you go to negotiate your salary and you're taking on a new position, because you can then point back to that job description in the interview process, or if you get past all the interviews and you're at the negotiating table, and you can say, well, you preferred in this job description with someone to be certified. I am certified, and because I am certified and I have these credentials and I have this knowledge base, you can request an additional 10% to the salary, or additional 15, 20, 30%, however you are negotiating your salary. And if you have not considered negotiating your salary, I heavily encourage you to negotiate your salary, especially if you're going into a new position at a new company. When you're starting a new job or before you're starting a new job, negotiating before you accept the final offer, negotiating at the final offer is the best time to request the increase, to negotiate. Because once you're locked in, it gets a little bit more challenging because you may only get, 3%, 4%, with the annual increases, right? Or if you get a bonus, you may only get like a 10%, 15, 20% bonus, etc. Right? So once you're locked in, unless you go to a new position. So if you have not negotiated your last salary at a position and you're looking to change jobs or transition, I highly encourage you to learn about salary negotiations, learn how to be confident in that, and request, because you are certified, request more money than they may be offering. Because trust me, when that first offer, never accept that first offer. And if y'all want me to talk a little bit more about salary negotiation as an informatics nurse or as a nurse working in technology, I could do that. Just let me know, leave a a comment, or you can send me a message. Say, hey, yes, I do want you to do a little short video on negotiating salaries. Okay, so that's it. That was short and sweet. Let me do a quick time check. Oh, cool. We're only like 15 minutes in. Great. So now I'm just going to transition and quickly talk about some of the healthcare technology news that I have seen. There's a lot going on, y'all. There is so much. So I'm just gonna touch on a couple of stories, especially since it's been a while since I've been live, with so much going on. If you're not following me on TikTok, I've been more active on TikTok here recently. And then you can connect with me over on TikTok over there. So the first thing I want to talk about is AI. Now, AI has been really hot with Chat GPT and all the generative technologies that are coming out. But I want to talk about just really briefly about an article that just came out in Forbes about jobs that will highly likely be replaced by AI and how that impacts healthcare and as subsequently healthcare as nurses. So Goldman Sachs has just recently estimated that more than 300 million jobs throughout the world would be affected by generative AI, such as Chat GPT, or even recently, if y'all haven't heard, Google has released a generative AI product called Bard. So the most at risk for jobs being replaced by AI are white collar workers. So white collar workers are traditionally knowledge workers. So nurses working in tech, nurses working in informatics are knowledge workers. And I have talked about that in older videos on nursing informatics, okay? Or informatics nurses or nurses working in tech. So I'm just going to briefly touch on this article here. Let me just do a quick time check. Y'all, okay, cool. We're only 17 minutes in, so I'll try to get through all my news relatively quickly, because I got two other things I want to talk about. One is which jobs will AI replace? These four industries will be heavily impacted. So we've already talked about the Chat GPT and Google's Bard, which is another generative AI. So if you're not aware, generative AI is a form of artificial intelligence that is able to create text or other content in response to prompts. So you can say, Chat GPT, give me help me write a resume, help me write a cover letter for a nurse with 2 years of ICU experience who's interested in transforming into tech. And Chat GPT will write you a cover letter or help you do a resume. That's just an example. You can ask it for a recipe to make make goulash. Just giving an example. Okay. Or write a college level essay, like this article says. But I'm going to skip down to the jobs most impacted and the jobs least impacted. One is finance and banking. Okay, so that's one. Another job or jobs are in media and marketing. I can definitely see that. I know folks are already using like marketing. I've seen folks on TikTok talk about using Chat GPT to help them create a marketing plan for their social media platforms. So it talks about that here. It says legal services. This is really interesting. There is an AI bot. They're saying that AI bot has the potential to address access to justice questions and make legal services available to those who can't afford it. And then the fourth one, was that four? One, two. Okay, yeah, excuse me. So yeah, that was three. But the jobs least impacted, manufacturer and factory workers, which was a surprise to me, right? Because I would have thought that AI and or robots embedded with AI would definitely impact manufacturer and factory workers. But according to Forbes, it is not. Agriculture, so farmers are still needed. But here was the thing I really wanted to call out: healthcare, because we've seen. I know that there are AI embedded robots that, like for example, there's that health system down in Florida that I talked about in a video, I think about 2 months ago, that are using AI embedded robots to assist with the nurses shortage. So they actually have robots that are working side by side with the nurses to help with nursing shortage. There are robots and other AI being used elsewhere. And I know there have been some concerns from nurses about, oh, well, how is AI and robotics going to impact my job, but according to Forbes, healthcare is going to be one of the least impacted by AI, according to the International Journal of Health Services. And it talks about some specialties within healthcare. Now, it does say like jobs within healthcare, such as medical transcriptionists, medical records, medical secretaries, and health information technicians. That could be us. I know I've worked with some information technicians, but anyway, are the most likely jobs in the field to be automated, but not actual providers. And as an extension of that, of providers, I also extend that out into nursing. So nurses, like bedside nurses, we're okay to an extent, but technology workers, there are some concerns there. Okay. All right. Greetings and good evening. So we did this comment from ACBN, Foreign Educational Nurse, and greetings to Char Willie. Thank you for tuning in. So the other two stories I'm going to quickly touch on is from the International Council of Nurses, which they are now declaring the nursing shortage a global health emergency. So we all know that there is a nursing shortage. I know there's a shortage of informatics nurses, some nurses working in tech. I know jobs that are just not scrambling, but they're definitely needing help. But the International Council of Nurses says that the worldwide nursing shortage should be treated as a global health emergency. Health systems around the world will only start to recover from the effects of the last 3 years and be rebuilt when there is sufficient investment in a well-supported global nursing workforce. But one thing I found most interesting is that I know I have seen over the years where health systems and hospitals and nursing agencies have typically gone overseas and brought nurses from like Asia, Europe, etc., even the Caribbean and vice versa, to help supplement. And this article from the International Council of Nurses was saying that even those countries where the United States typically goes to help, like recruit nurses from overseas to come work in the United States, even those countries are facing a significant nursing shortage, which has typically not been the case in the past. And then it goes on to talk about that a little bit more. And just in the essence, in the spirit of keeping this under 30 minutes, and I see we're already 22 minutes in, 23 minutes in. And as usual, I'll be sure to leave a link to all my articles and references in the description box. Like I say, do my disclaimer every time, y'all. Please do not believe everything that I say. Please do not believe everything you see or hear or people say on YouTube, Instagram, etc. Always please do your own due diligence. That's why I always sure to leave links and references to articles so you can explore on a topic further if you find it of interest. So speaking of AI, which I talked about a little bit earlier about jobs that would be impacted, here's a really interesting article from Health IT Analytics talking about how a health system in North Carolina has deployed artificial intelligence to help predict and diagnose lung cancer. In addition to the AI, they're also using robotics tools. And this is at Atrium Health in Wake Forest Baptist, which is a very large health system located in the Triad Piedmont section of North Carolina. So the state of North Carolina, the Triad Piedmont is essentially like the middle of the state. So the article says that North Carolina-based Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist has implemented AI to help clinicians predict and diagnose lung cancer to improve early detection. It classifies patients into high risk, intermediate risk, or low risk categories. This is really interesting because, with AI, you have to train the tool, hence training, machine learning. It was trained on over 70,000 CT scans and is designed to help radiologists and pulmonologists detect and track suspicious lung nodules, assign risk categories, and verify which patients should receive biopsies and treatment. And so they aim to reduce unnecessary biopsies for patients classified as low risk and decrease the number of false positive results, which can lead to anxiety and additional follow-up imaging for patients. So why am I mentioning this? I'm mentioning this, and again, the article goes on a little bit further, but I'm mentioning this for a reason. So if y'all recall, I did a video, I did a short, and I also did a video, I think last month or back in February, about how researchers out of Duke Health's AI Center, so Duke Health has a Center for Artificial Intelligence, and their researchers did research on stroke artificial intelligent algorithms and found that biases were built into those algorithms, which was causing the AI was causing patients who did not need treatment for stroke receive treatment. And then for Black patients or African American patients, the AI was underdiagnosing or undertreating those patients. So the reason why I'm mentioning this health system deploying this AI to predict and diagnose lung cancer and how they are intentionally trying to make it so that patients aren't unnecessarily treated for lung cancer or unnecessarily receiving scans is because it ties into the research that the AI researchers from Duke Health were doing around stroke algorithms. So y'all, AI is becoming so more increasingly embedded within healthcare and for patients. And so we do have one other comment, a third comment here from Mocha Mommy. Hey, Mocha Mommy, thank you for tuning in. Mocha Mommy is a nurse that is based down in Texas, but please also check out her channel. And she says, yes, good information for young nurses and those looking to make the transition. Absolutely. And that, I believe, is speaking back to the certification piece and the benefits of becoming certified. So, yeah, y'all, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick live, and I definitely tried to keep this under 30 minutes, but I did want to get this live out since it's been a few weeks since I went live. I'll be sure to leave a link to all the articles that I talked about in this video. Leave a comment if you make it this far and you're watching from the future. I just ask that you please consider giving this video a like because it does help me. It's feedback for me. It's you talking to me without you actually talking to me. It's you leaving a comment without you leaving a comment. And if you found this information helpful and you think it will help some nurses, share it with some nurses, right? If you have some nursing friends. We do have one other comment is from Char Willie. Hey, Char Willie, Conversations with Char Willie. My opinion is that I'm assuming AI should be an addition and not a replacement. Absolutely. Robots and AI can never 100% replace the nurse at the bedside. It should only be a supplement. And I say that because the robot or the AI, no matter how well it is programmed or how well it is trained under the machine learning or how much data you feed it, and you can feed an AI or a robot to be empathetic, but there is still always the human touch, right? Maybe we'll be there in 1,000 years or 500 years. Maybe in 3023, maybe there would be a nurse, an informatics nurse from the future watching this video 100 years from now, and they'll be there at that place. But right now, the AI, robotics, and technology is not there. It just cannot replace that human element, that human empathy, that hope that a human being can give it. Maybe that a robot or AI just can't yet. All right. So that's it, y'all. I hope y'all found this live and this information helpful. Please leave me a comment below if you did. I'll also leave my contact information in the description box, okay? Hope everyone is well. Take care of yourself, and I'll see y'all in the next